Hello, everyone, and welcome back to So Blessed by Jess. And today we are going to work on the Magnolia block. And so in the last few lives that you've seen me, I have been creating this block, and I said, I'm going to make a short tutorial just so that you can go back, you can take your time and just look at the block and take your time through the block because it does have partial seams. I also had a wonderful subscriber that I was informed in Discord that there is a block on Kafe's website, and it's a free block and quilt, and it looks exactly the same. The construction's different, so it doesn't look like this, but it's just a bunch of flip corners and snowballs, and so you would be just as successful in completing that quilt also. So if you can't find it and you just want to get a free version and you kind of want to follow along, go ahead. You can work on this one. Or just head on over to Cave, grab that free one, get all the yardage, and go from there. And there's also different sizes for that one too. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera around so that you can see what's going on the table below. And we're going to go ahead and get set up and ready to go. All right. And so here we are. So there are 2 blocks that we have to make prior to putting this block together. We have 2 blocks that are I don't really have one, but they're both this size. Okay, one's in a print and one's in your solid background. And so you're going to put them together like this. So a 1/4 inch down, or from corner to corner, flip it onto the darker, the printed side, and go from there. Then there's another block, a unit, that has a longer printed piece, and then you're putting a square on the end and doing a flip corner. So just be thinking about that, and that's a possibility. So when we're putting this block together, we're going to make sure that the solids stay in the upper left-hand corner and the lower right-hand corner. So we're going to line it up. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Oh, maybe not. Just lift it up a little bit. There we go. Thank you so much for being patient with me. All right, so we're going to line up this side. No, I lied. So side of the printed on this side, the solid's going to go in the upper right-hand side and the lower left-hand side. Okay. Then we're going to do a print over here. And then we're going to put the same construction unit on the bottom with the solid on the left, the print on the right. And then here we go. So this is the block that we're going to make. So I'm going to just spread this out a little bit. We're going to take this block and we're going to flip it over so it is on the square. We're going to line up this edge, and we are going to sew a 1/4 inch. Let me flip it over. It's really hard to see this square because it's like solid on solid. But we're going to stop pretty much 1 inch from the end, like right there. Like, can you see the edge? So we're going to sew from here to here, and that's it. All right. So this is very easy construction, or simple construction, once you understand the partial seam. Let me see if I can find my foot. It's always a mystery in where it is, because sometimes I sew with my left foot, sometimes I sew with my right. All depends on what kind of mood I'm in. All right, I'm going to put my finger about where I'm going to stop. I'm going to make sure my seam stays laid down. We're going to stop. I'm just going to press it open. Use my fingers, kind of run down the edge, kind of make a crisp line. And then just making sure that this edge of the block is facing towards the outside. So all my seams are going to go pointing out. Okay. Now I'm going to take this block. I'm going to match it up corner to corner. Flip it over. But I'm going to have the unit facing down so that I can see that seam right here. All right. A couple stitches. Then I line up corner to corner. Kind of hold it with my pointer finger. Hold this seam down because I don't want it to flip over. I'm going to sew all the way down. All right. Again, press it open. Run our finger across it to open it up. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Okay. The next piece we have is this piece. We're going to make sure that the solid and the solid come together. We're going to flip it over. Again, I want to see my square. Because it has less seams. I have a seam here and a seam here, but only one on the back. I can make sure that stays in the direction it needs to be. Okay. Let's go make a couple stitches. Oops, that did not work out. Line up that corner again. Right. Go ahead, match up this. Make sure that everything's lined up. Hold down that seam and roll. I also have a 1/4 inch seam guide on my machine because I tend to either have a stitch that's way bigger than a 1/4 inch or not quite. So I try to be as accurate as possible. All right, so let's flip it another 90 degrees. And now you have this guy, which the print will touch the print. I always make sure I starch, especially cottons, before I go, so keep the fabric as stiff as possible. And it really helps with the fraying, even though this fabric is fraying. Can you see that? It's fraying a little bit more than I like. Maybe I didn't put enough starch on it. A couple stitches. We're going to move this out of the way. Line up our corners. Good job, Jess. All right, hold this thing down. Off we go. Okay. Finger press it open. Now we have this partial seam that we need to complete. So we're going to line up the corner. And it just lays down so beautifully. Make sure that seam is going. It's pointing up. All the edges are lined up. I go about a 1/2 to 1 inch past that line that I made with the first half seam. And there she is. All right, I'm going to point you back down. And we're going to bring our iron over, and we're just going to kind of press. Just hop it around. So I've already used my finger to kind of like bring down the seams. I don't want to slide across because I don't want to distort anything. Right, oops. Move it to the back. Just make sure everything's laying how I want it. And there it is. And in the quilts, it's going to go this way. Yeah, look how pretty she is. This is a wonderful block that Katy has found for us, and I'm really appreciative of it. I'm just really glad that I had all of this extra Coriander fabric. Yes. All right, so now we're going to switch back. Okay. So here is our finished block. Now I got to do my little shot. So anywho, but here it is. Like again, I'm using Corey Yoder's Calico fabric line. It's a beautiful fabric line. It comes in 42 different fabrics, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to try to use as many as possible in this quilt. Who knows how big this quilt is going to be at the end, but I know it's going to be beautiful. But again, you can find Katy and I on the second Saturday of every month at 4 o'clock. And we plan on going and flipping channels back and forth. So the next time that we go live, it'll be on my channel. And I'll be streaming it on the second Saturday, which should be the 8th of March. No tournament that day. Oh, I had to double, triple think because I am a softball mom now, the team mom, and we're working on that. And we have so much stuff that we're doing, and it's a wonderful experience. Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah, and it's Valentine's Day week, so I decided to wear my Tender Heart Bear that we made together on the first live. I don't think I'm ever going to lose interest in this shirt. Like, it is absolutely amazing. And yeah, it embraces and encompasses me, and I love it because I have such a big heart for people and things. So absolutely. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for hanging on and watching. So come see us on the second Saturday of every month as we work on this quilt and we're building it together. I'm not planning on working on the blue and version of the quilt when I'm not with Katy. So I'm hoping that I can do 2 or 3 huge blocks every single time that I'm there. I'm actually probably going to put some units together to make it just simplify a couple things. So I'm not doing a lot of redundancy when I'm online with her and just putting the blocks together. So yeah, that's going to be so much fun. Yes, I'm so excited. So come along, hang out with the Greenland Quilter and I as we embark on this journey of making the Magnolia quilt. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.